With Bill and Ted Face the Music not too far away from a release in both theaters and on demand, get ready because I'm about to bring to you a review of the one that started it all, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. This is going to be a most triumphant review. Well, at least I hope it will. Find out. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to y'all as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1989, American sci-fi comedy buddy flick Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, released by Orion Pictures and directed by Stephen Herrig. This would be his second film after doing Critters 3 years ago. And of course, he'd go on to direct other movies, including The Mighty Ducks, Disney's version of The Three Musketeers, and the live-action version of 101 Dalmatians. The film stars Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter as the title characters, along with George Carlin. The plot follows these two slacker buddies who time travel to assemble historical figures for their high school history presentation. This film did pretty well and became a big success. Anyway, let's get into our story. In the year 2688, humanity exists as a utopian society due to the inspiration of the music and philosophy of the two great ones, Bill S. Preston Esquire and Ted Theodore Logan. One of the citizens, Rufus, that's George Carlin, is tasked by the leaders to travel back to San Dimas, California, in 1988 using a time machine shaped like a phone booth, not like the TARDIS in Doctor Who, to ensure that the young versions of Bill and Ted, who are currently dim-witted high school students, successfully pass a history class. Should they fail, Ted's father, a police captain, plans to ship Ted to a military academy in Alaska, ending Bill and Ted's fledgling band, the Wild Stallions, and altering history. Rufus finds the two teenagers struggling to finish their history paper, which tasks them to describe how three historical figures would view the present San Dimas, trying to obtain help from customers at a local Circle K convenience store. Rufus initially has difficulty convincing the two of his help when a copy of the phone booth time machine arrives, and versions of Bill and Ted from some hours in the future step out. They are able to convince their earlier selves that Rufus can be trusted by correctly guessing the number the two were thinking of, 69. The future Bill and Ted briefly discuss their situation with Rufus before disappearing. So Rufus offers the pair a demonstration of the time machine, taking them back to 1805, where they find Napoleon Bonaparte leading his forces against Austria. As the three depart back to the present, Napoleon is thrown by a cannonball explosion into their wake, and is dragged through the circuits of time to the present. Rufus takes a moment to explain that time will continue to progress normally for Bill and Ted, and they cannot miss their class presentation the next day, and then departs, leaving the empty time machine for the two. As Bill and Ted discuss where to go next, they discover Napoleon stuck in a nearby tree. This gives them the idea of kidnapping historical figures and bringing them to the present to complete their report. So they leave Napoleon with Ted's younger brother Deacon before traveling. And boy, let me tell you, the fun really begins. The two are able to successfully befriend Billy the Kid and Socrates before stopping in 15th century England, where they become infatuated with Princess Elizabeth and Joanna. This leads them into getting in trouble with their father, the king, but Billy and Socrates rescue the pair and they escape. Though the booth is partially damaged on their departure, they end up in the far future discovering the society based on their influence and are inspired to complete their report with extra credit by kidnapping additional historical figures: Sigmund Freud, Ludwig von Beethoven, Genghis Khan, Joan of Arc, and Abraham Lincoln. After a brief stop in prehistoric times to repair the booth, Bill and Ted program the machine to return to the present, but end up outside the Circle K on the night before, where Rufus was introducing himself to them. Bill and Ted convince their earlier selves of Rufus's trustworthiness, and then are reminded by Rufus of how to get to the next day. Now then, I will get to the ending of this movie. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid ending spoilers in case you have not seen this movie. Okay, thank you for your understanding. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Now, when they arrive, Ted learns that Deacon had ditched Napoleon. They leave the other historical figures at the local mall to learn about San Dimas while they seek out Napoleon at a local water park called Waterloo. Yeah, which is, yes, Alexandria Waterloo. While gone, the historical figures get into trouble and are arrested by Captain Logan. So Bill and Ted execute an escape plan based on using the time machine in the future to set up what they need in the present. With all their historical figures recollected, the two give their presentation to the school, which is a rousing success, allowing them to pass the course. Sometime later, Rufus returns to Bill and Ted, presenting them with the two princesses before they were committed to prearranged marriages, knowing that the two women will also be part of Wild Stallions. Rufus asks to join the group as they play, but upon hearing their cacophony music, admits to the audience that they do get better. Yeah, and that's the end. So what did I think of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? I gotta say, it was just most triumphant. Yeah, I did remember seeing this long ago, but I didn't get to see a whole lot more until just last year, I believe, when I watched its sequel back to back on Amazon Prime. But anyway, I got some liking for this movie. I need to revisit this again sometime. But this movie is an absolute fun-filled blast. Excuse me. But anyway, it was just so successful, and it got mostly good reviews and what have you. Let's see. Also, the characters of Bill and Ted would be big pop culture phenomenons, because after this, there would be a sequel to this, as well as an animated series and a short-lived Bill and Ted's Excellent Cereal, which I remember, as well as video games. Yeah, the first one, of course, which both are from the big bad Rainbow of Doom, LJN. I'm pretty sure AVGN has already done the NES game. Yeah, he's done it. I really don't take the time to watch this. No offense, but yeah. I have played that NES game, and it's freaking horrible. I have seen plays of the Game Boy game, which kind of is more based on the sequel, but it's better, but not great though. But it's better. It's a little better than that NES game though. But anyway, enough about that. But anyway, what I like about the movie is I just love it. It's almost like Back to the Future almost, but with more comic twist and what have you. Anyway, Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter are absolutely great as our two title characters of Bill and Ted. George Carlin, absolutely good as Rufus. We have a pretty good set of players and what have you. It was just so much fun. So, the question is, would I recommend Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? I'd say, hell yeah, this is a flick you gotta see. It's an absolute fun-filled blast, and I think you'll really like it. The cast is real good, and Stephen Herrick does a good job in directing, and the score by David Newman, I can remember a little bit, is pretty good too. So yes, check out Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Now, what did you think of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? Please feel free to tell me in the comment section below. If you liked the video, click the like button below, subscribe to my channel as well, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Now, I'm going to tell you that there's a little slight change in plans. Now, on Friday, the day the new movie comes, I'm going to be reviewing Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, but tomorrow I'm going to be reviewing the Darkman sequels back to back instead of leaving them separate, because I know a lot of people didn't like them. So you'll see the Darkman sequels in a back to back review tomorrow. But I'm still going to try and go through with my spoiler free reviews for Bill and Ted Face the Music, which I'm unfortunately gonna have to rent on demand since it's not gonna be coming to my theaters, but the New Mutants will, so expect a review of that as well. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Now, if you enjoyed this, you can check out these others. In the upper left-hand corner is my playlist of the Back to the Future trilogy, in case you didn't catch it last month. In the upper right-hand corner is my review of Darkman, which celebrated its 30th anniversary the other day. And the bottom left-hand corner is my recent review of Bring It On, which recently turned 20. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya!